The Fulfill Leadership Podcast.
You look at your calendar on a Sunday night and realize you're completely drowning. You are the bottleneck. You are the one holding up the lunch, the one delaying the client feedback. It's the one staring at a 40 unread emails that only you can answer. So you make a decision. On Monday morning, you are going to delegate. You pull out your most capable team member aside. You explain the project. You walk them through the vision and they nod. You both leave the meeting feeling great. You finally got something off your plate. You breathe a sigh of relief and dive back into your deep work. But 48 hours later, the friction starts. It usually begins with a single Slack ping. Hey, quick question about this. You answer it. 10 minutes later, another one. Okay, did you want me to put that file again? There comes the email. I started on this, but can we sync real quick so I can show you progress and make sure I'm on the right track? Suddenly, your calendar is filled with a 15 minutes quick sync. Your focus is shattered. You are reviewing half-finished work, correcting minor mistakes, and answering questions you thought you already answered on Monday. Before you know it, you've spent more time managing the person doing the work than it would have taken just to do the work yourself. You know what? Never mind. Send it over to me. I'll just handle it this time. You take the project back. You stay up until 1 a.m. finishing it. The job gets done, but the bottleneck around your neck just got tighter. And the worst part, you subconsciously trained your team that if they ask enough questions, you eventually just do their job for them. When this cycle happens, it is incredibly easy to blame the people around you. Founders sit in the dark, staring at your screen, and the resentment builds. You start telling yourself a story. No one cares about this business as much as I do. They don't just have the critical thinking skills to figure it out. I guess I just have to do everything I want to be done right. This is an emotional response, not an architectural one. The clinical truth is much colder. You didn't actually delegate. You assigned a chore. When execution fails immediately after a handoff, it is almost never a lack of talent or a lack of care. It's a lack of structure. You handed them the physical work, but you kept the mental ownership. You expected them to read your mind and they couldn't. You blame them for the failure. So this is the core problem. There is a massive, expensive difference between handing off a task and handing off an outcome. Most founders only know how to delegate tasks. Task delegation sounds like this. Can you write a draft for the new landing page? When you delegate a task, you are still the manager of the process. Your team member is just acting as your hands. They'll write a draft, but they are going to wait for you to review it, fix it, approve it, and tell them what next to do. Because you only gave them a task, they don't own the results. So if the landing page doesn't convert, they won't feel responsible because you were the one who ultimately approved it. You are still carrying 100% of the mental weight. But outcome delegation sounds like this. We need a landing page draft that highlights our 3 core features, address the main customer objection, and is fully formatted and ready for the web developer by Thursday at 5 p.m. You own this. When you delegate an outcome, you aren't just handing off the typing, you are handing off the thinking. You are giving them the authority to make decisions within a set frame. You are defining the actual destination. So this is how architects get things done. So why do founders struggle with outcome delegation? Locked inside their own head, they operate on feeling. They know a project is finished when they look at it and feel right. But your team cannot execute on your feelings. That's something very important to take note of. If you don't define exactly what success looks like, when you hand the project over, your team has to guess. And when people have to guess, they hesitate. They pause, they ask you for permission because they are terrified of doing something wrong and having you tear it apart. So to build a team that actually scales, you have to build a system where people do not need to ask you if they are finished. They should be able to look at the protocol, look at their work, and know immediately if it hits the standard or not. So I'm going to give you 3 pillars of a clean handoff that you can start executing right away. You don't hire better people, you need to build better handoff. The next time you delegate, do not just give them a document or the login. You must provide the architectural parameters for the work before the handoff is complete. These 3 pillars must be locked in. So listen carefully. Number 1 is the objective, the what and the why. What is the specific observable result we are looking for? Not make this look better, it must be measurable. We need the onboarding sequence rewritten to reduce client drop-off on the first 14 days. Number 2 are boundaries, which is called the sandbox. What are they allowed to do without asking for your permission? This is where you eliminate the Slack pings. You have a budget of $500 and you can bypass the design team and use this template. Don't ask me for approval on colors, just pick the one that match the brand guide. 3 is the standard, the definition done. What does the final approval version look like? This is not done until it is spell check, loaded into the CRM, tested with a dummy email, and live. Do not show it to me until these 4 things are complete. So when you do this, you're actually building a scalable structure. So when you build this structure, the friction disappears. People move faster when they know where the walls are. When the structure is clear, decisions turn into action without you having to push them. You stop chasing progress and you start reviewing results. But if you refuse to build the structure, if you keep operating on vibes and keeping the standard locked in your head, it will always come back to you. You will spend the rest of your career playing defense, answering questions, and doing the work you paid other people to do. You are the architect. Fix the handoff and fix the business. So here's the kicker. If your team depends on you to hold your hand through every project, that is not a team issue, it's a system problem. And until that system is fixed, you always feel like you are doing more than you should. I've spent years watching founders lose money on things like this. So to stop the leak, I've uploaded the action architectural template inside the execution room. The exact framework that is used to shift teams from task taker outcome owners, ensuring you define done before the work even starts. You can download the template in the execution room on Patreon. The link is in the description or the comment section. So if you're tired of being the bottleneck and you want me to audit your team, you can apply for the Fulfill Leadership audit and we can get to work together. So if this episode has really taught you something about delegation, execution, and decision and outcome ownership, please do also subscribe to this podcast or this video. So I'll see you in my next episode tomorrow.